All right, it's a beautiful day here in Denver. We're digging out from, I think we had about 19 inches of snow in the last few days. So we're digging out from under that, as you can see all over here. But it's a beautiful day. The sun's coming up. Thought I'd get my walk in, my sunlight. Thanks to Unlock Protocol for the hat, by the way, keeping me warm. Julian and Chris and the cool team over there. So today will be my last of kind of a four-part series talking about the impact of the Trump administration on Bitcoin, crypto, blockchain. We talked about Bitcoin, we talked about stablecoins, we talked about tokenized assets. Today I'm going to talk about DeFi because I think this is where it all kind of comes together on the real growth and adoption. So DeFi, decentralized finance, is essentially protocols that are on-chain, on a public blockchain, that allow you to do things you would normally do kind of in a financial system. At this point, we haven't gotten super novel use cases yet, but for the most part, they allow you to do things you would normally do in a financial system, like lending and borrowing, like exchanging one asset for another. The difference is they do it without having to have a company or a person in the middle. It's all done with code. So if I extrapolate a little bit, I talked a few days ago about stable coins. I think there will be more legislation or regulation around them, which means more companies are going to issue them, much like what PayPal did, much like what Circle is doing, and some other banks in Europe have done. We're going to have more stable coins issued. That means people are going to be on-chain more because they're going to have something in their wallet, in their digital wallet, that looks and feels like a dollar. They might have earned it for doing work. They might have earned it as interest on something they invested in, but they're going to have something that looks and feels like a dollar sitting in their digital wallet. And now they're going to have a protocol where they can just go earn a few percent while it's sitting there. I can programmatically, as money comes into my wallet that I earned through my job, I can programmatically say, I want it to go into something like Aave and earn a little bit of interest. So, and that means that I don't have to go through the steps I have to now, where I have to go onto an exchange and exchange dollars for crypto. This is already going to be in my wallet. As I say, the ultimate on-ramp is earning your money, stable coins. But now I can use DeFi. And it doesn't matter where in the world I am, for the most part, I can do that. I also talked about real tokenized assets, tokenized real-world assets. This could be funds, private companies, public companies, debt. It could be all sorts of assets that I can own, but I'm going to use a token. Now, going back to what I said just a few minutes ago, if I'm already on chain, I already have dollars on chain, it's not going to be very hard to go to a decentralized exchange and exchange my dollars for one of those tokenized assets. Now, I might have to go through KYC and AML based on what the asset is. I might have to prove I'm accredited, whatever it might be, but the ease of doing it is going to be there. Once I have those assets, I might be able to use them as collateral for a loan. So I might, and I don't mean in a degen kind of way, I mean in a way where I say, look, it's, you know, I'm saving up money, or I've saved up money. Maybe my daughter's getting married. I need to figure out how I'm going to pay for it. What are my options? I can sell assets. I can spend months actually saving in something like a savings account, or I can look across things I own that are tokenized versions of real assets and go, maybe I can borrow against one of these in a decentralized way, quickly and easily, and borrow the money for the wedding. So it's going to give me more options. DeFi overall, I think, is going to grow because more people are going to be on chain. I also think it's going to grow, well, I think it's going to change because there might be regulations that say those protocols can implement the fee switch. By the fee switch, I mean the tokens that represent those protocols can be turned into tokens that participate in the fees that the protocol generates. They don't do that right now because they would be considered securities. So that will kind of change the game of DeFi. It might not be better, but it'll be nice when we can actually go through some fundamental analysis of some of these DeFi protocols and figure out what the tokens are really worth. So that is the end of the 4 parts. We talked about Bitcoin, we talked about stables, we talked about real world assets, and now DeFi. All the places where I think this administration and Congress is going to significantly impact the crypto, blockchain, Bitcoin world.